We originally intended Afterwords Expressive Writing for Veterans to be a journaling and discussion group. We envisioned a cooperative venture providing peer support by outpatient veterans under the guidance of outpatient clinical staff. What transpired, however, is a true testimony to the power of the peer relationship. Our discussions quickly turned to questions of human consciousness and the human condition. Consider the following images describing the beginning of human consciousness. What must that have beginning felt like for primordial man? Imagine traveling an unknown path towards a new beginning. It's like an awakening, a realization of a new world previously unknown. So let's try it. Let's think about what the real beginning of consciousness would feel like. No sound, nothing to visualize, absolute nothingness. Not darkness as the beginning is often characterized, but nothingness. Not a thought, not an impulse, not a single atom existed. Nothingness, pure nothingness. And then something changed. A new consciousness arose, a new beginning that's often called the coming of the light. And thus a consciousness of paradox was born. The darkness or nothingness, representing non-being and ignorance, versus the light, representing life and everything knowable. A paradox of existence. What does this mean for an expressive writing group like Afterwords? It means everything, because Afterwards is about reconnecting with self and returning to origin. It means a difficult journey away from everything we know or understand. It means trusting our intuition about what it means to be human. And it sometimes means facing our greatest fears. Expressive writing works because it uses that intuition to channel thoughts to feelings to paper. It lets us access true self before the world starts to change it. What we sometimes fail to realize is that the moment we try to know something is actually also the precise moment that we begin to limit ourselves. Language itself can be a boon to growth and understanding, or it can become a limiting structure to be navigated. Consider this word and all the positive connotations that it carries in America. Now consider this word. It's certainly not a polar opposite, but it can be the unintended product of allowing freedom of ideas. And yet if we shift back to another word that exists in the opposite hemisphere of divergence, we get an equally undesirable pole. Suddenly freedom seems more complicated. It's no longer the perfect ideal we had hoped it would be. A case could be made that the true opposite of freedom is control. In true oppositionary speak, maybe control is the dark side. Now when I say expressivism, what I mean is that there doesn't have to be a dark side. The structure of opposition that we often create for ourselves is itself an illusion born from our earliest consciousness. Expressivism can free us from that limiting structure.